Okay, YouTube. As you can see, we got this other inner fender well off. If you were paying attention at all, you probably saw the flare up. That's because I cut into the brake line. No big deal. I knew it was there. I was hoping to miss it, but I knew if I hit it, it didn't really matter anyways. You know, all this stuff's going to be replaced. You know, the corrosion on here doesn't seem to be too bad, and I know you're having a hard time seeing here, but it's there. And if I'm going to be doing any kind of serious modifications to this, it'd be pretty stupid for me to not replace that. This frame has got some serious issues. I mean, that's a whole sheet of metal here that's just crumpled apart. Starting to worry that the frame might not be salvageable at all. Again, we'll see. The whole body's going to come off of it at some point. I'm not going to cut up the rest of the body, but I'm going to cut the body at least to this point here in the front. And then I've got to build, for the customer project that's coming in, I've got to build I guess you can call it a dolly. Kind of like some sawhorses with some steel sawhorses with casters on them. Because I've got to remove the bed off of a tow truck. So I figure with those same dollies, I'll use that to pull the body off of this. Obviously, while I'm working on the customer's project, this is going to be on hold. So right now I'm just trying to get the entire front end of this thing stripped down and ready for me to decide on what I want to do with it, where I could easily get to the engine and pull the engine out or whatever I'm going to do. So that's pretty much, that's where I'm going to cut it. I'm not cutting it anymore for now. Just got to cut the other side off and we're going to call it a night. It's currently 11:20 at night, so made some decent progress. I've got to clean this pile of crap up and put it someplace because I need room to get that guy's truck in here tomorrow. So, yeah, this it's got some issues, man. I don't know what to say other than it's got some issues. As far as the front section of the frame, I'm not too concerned. The reason being is that all this stuff up here is probably going to get cut off anyways. Depending on how bad this is, I was thinking about leaving the stock steering setup in here, but the way it's looking, we got this big hole right here. I punched that through with some needle nose pliers. The way it's looking is I'm just going to salvage everything that I can salvage off the truck, and I might just cut the entire nose off of this thing when I'm ready to start building it. It's gonna weigh heavily on the section of frame that's behind this firewall and where the rear links mount up. If that's salvageable enough, then I'll probably cut the whole back half off. Not the back half, but from the rear axle, from the rear axle rear, whatever, you know what I'm saying. Rear of the rear axle. That's going to be cut off, and for sure. And again, I'll just kind of have to wing the front and see how bad it is. But if I have to cut the front off and build the front end out of tubing, I will. That's not going to be an issue. So my only issue with that would essentially be is just to make sure my motor is mounted in there properly. But I had also been considering moving this engine, because it's not going to have this engine in here, but it's going to have the same engine. It's out of my other Pathfinder. I'm basically just going to swap engines. This has less miles on it, that's why. So my plan is to move the engine and transmission back an inch or two or a couple inches, but I've got to cut the firewall to give it clearance for that. There is a very, very, very small chance, depending on what this customer has me doing with his truck, that I may in fact end out with a 305 small block Chevy. If I end out with a 305 small block Chevy, I'm going to have to seriously give some big time thought to putting that in this truck. It's going to be a tough one because this is all ready to go. This runs. It's ready to go. The one in my other Pathfinder runs. It's ready to go. Have the transmission, have the transfer case. All that stuff is okay and it's ready to go. But the 305, I'm very familiar with small block Chevys, and I can get some power out of that. And anybody that knows Pathfinders knows that these VG30s that are inside of these Pathfinders are kind of gutless. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But outside of that, it's coming along well. I kind of anticipated it being bad. I was hoping for the best, but it's pretty much what I was anticipating. It's definitely not what I hoped for. So I'm going to stop the video and get this other side ready to cut off, and I'll start the video up again when I start cutting that off. That's about it. So I'll talk to you guys later, or in a minute. Okay, YouTube. This is going to be it for tonight. Might do some wiring, like use some baling wire to pull this whole harness up here and tie it to the engine a little bit better. I'm not sure just yet. Or I might just start cleaning up a little bit here before tomorrow. This upper control arm on this side actually looks to be in good shape. Well, so does that one. I don't know. Maybe this is a... Let's see here. Well, you can't see any of this, so I apologize. You know what, though? Let me unplug my compressor and plug in my halogens, and you'll be able to see. Sorry about getting you guys all dizzy, but it's gotta happen. Okay. And let there be light. No, this side of the frame is just as bad. Yeah, just as bad. Well, I don't know. I would say it's slightly better condition. Looks like I'll be able to get those control arm bolts off of there, and I don't know. If it's in better condition, it's not in much better condition. Looking at the side of this engine over here, that don't look good. We'll see here. I know there's an oil leak on this side, and I actually see it. I don't know if you can. I got a little bit high contrast thing going on. The oil filter's rusted. There's a hole in it. So, if this engine comes out and goes in my other truck, it's gonna be pulled apart. I'm not putting a rust bucket engine inside my other truck. I'd rather just pull this engine out, rebuild it, put it back in here, and just rebuild the one in my truck, and keep my truck 100% rust free. No cover-ups, nothing like that. That's my 91. For those that don't know, my 91 came from Arizona, originally from Colorado, but it's an Arizona truck in West Coast, no rust on it at all, not a tiny little bit. Well, tiny little bit now that I've been here, just surface rust though. So that's part of why I'm doing all of this, is that I want to protect that truck. I am definitely going to pull the body off of it at some point. Maybe not to the degree that I'm going to do with this one, but I'm definitely going to pull the body off enough where I can get to the entire frame and protect it. So we'll see. That's a long way down the road right now, and I've got a lot to do with just this one and then that customer truck, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's it for tonight. No more videos for me for tonight. Head down to the description, like always. Check out the Facebook page. Check out there'll be a link down there to Nissan Pathfinder Off-Road Association, NPORA, their website. That's where I'm going to put the build videos and the build photos. And if you're a Pathfinder owner and you don't know about that website, doesn't matter if you're the WD21 or if you're the R50 or if you're newer than that, If you're a Pathfinder owner, join that forum. A lot of helpful information on there, and just good stuff, good people, good stuff on there for you to check out. And everybody enjoys seeing new vehicles on the forum. Outside of that, yeah, that's pretty much it. So subscribe, comment, like. I'm tired, so bear with me, and I will talk to you guys soon.